TheMomsView. Today we have a very special guest. Today Sarah is here. Some of you may have seen her. We did a couple panels and stuff with her, but she is our producer for TheMomsView.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It happens, and it is a great honor and a privilege to be the producer for this.
You're amazing.
It's been so fun to be part of from the very beginning.
Well, we love you, and we seriously could not do any of this without you.
Yeah. Wow, that is nice. I am so excited to be on the couch. I'm a little giddy here. It's so fun.
Well, first of all, I have, my story of how I met you, but I kind of want to hear how you got into TheMomsView, how this all started.
I was working at Maker and talking to Lisa, and I obviously just loved Lisa and I think she is amazing, and wanted to work more with her and wanted to learn from her. And she started talking about what she was doing with TheMomsView, and that there was going to be this place for content for moms and for women on YouTube. And I got so excited about it because even though I'm not a mom, I'm totally thinking about it, and also as a woman, I just thought this is so great because obviously it's not like the show's only for moms or women, but there's so few opportunities in entertainment where has been my background to tell stories that are really interesting to me and to talk about things that are interesting to me. I feel like a lot of times women fit into the stories that men tell, and we're the girlfriends or we're the mean boss or something, but to be able to shape the conversation ourselves or yourselves, and for me to be able to listen in on stuff that I knew that I would be really interested in was just so exciting. So I was like, Lisa, I'm in. I want part of that. So she was like, come along, let's do this together. And so right when you guys flew out, I was here and so excited to meet you, and then I have just been enjoying this incredible ride with you since then, and I've loved it. And
well, we seriously love you.
Yes,
I know I said that already. But at first, when I first met you, because we just started, and Lisa was our main producer, and everything I was just like, Lisa, what about this? Lisa, what should we do about this? Lisa. And so when you came in, she's like, oh, she's gonna come on and be a producer with me. She'll kind of be my assistant for a while, and then possibly maybe take over for me. And I'm like, what?
Where are you
take over? I'm not leaving. I was so dependent on her because we had started this, and so I was really nervous at first to have somebody else come in and sort of take that role. And now that you have, I can't tell you enough how amazing you are. Literally, if you ever want to come
I know, it's funny, we are all moms, but she moms us more. Yes. I feel like I mom Cooper sometimes. I'm like, you're going to be a best mom.
That is so nice. It's really, this is going to totally turn into a love fest, but I can't talk about how life-changing this has been for me, and I just feel so happy to have new friends, and I'm totally going to cry. Already, 3 seconds in. I know. It's just been really, really incredible and really life-changing because you're all so inspirational and valuable and funny, and you just make my life better. It's been amazing. And then we also are blessed with this incredible team of people that we work with around us. I could name them all, but then I would
take the
whole
crew.
But we have an amazing team, and so it's work is so fun, and it's exactly what I think YouTube is supposed to be, which is our lives are the work, and the work feeds our lives, and our lives feed the work, and it goes back and forth, and it doesn't feel like a job. It feels like we're creating community. It's really true. It's the truth, and I think that's our experience producing it too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
To get started, we do have a question from viewer Brandy Kuko.
Oh.
She asks, hi moms, I would love for y'all to do a video about knowing when you're ready to be a parent for the first time. I struggle in my mind all the time with this, and it literally makes me burst into tears. My husband and I have wanted to have kids together since before we were even engaged. Now that we're married, we are still wanting to wait because of finances. How do you know when it's the right time? Do you feel it, or do you just pull everything together and know? I'm scared.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, Brandy, you are talking to me.
But do you feel like there's never really a perfect time? You could always have more money, a bigger house. You could always be in your relationship for longer. I feel like these are issues that everybody goes through.
Is that true?
Yeah. I mean,
When you're a child, you don't know what you're signing up for. I
Yeah.
mean, heaven forbid, like you don't know if there's gonna be complications, if it's gonna be great. Like I wasn't at all ready to have my child, and it just like happened. So I was like, you just go with it. But it could have been so much harder. But I don't know. I think that as women, we're blessed with that intuition of knowing what to do, and you kind of the calm takes over and the going gets tough and you deal with it, right? And so, but I like that I don't think you can plan on things like that. There's probably, I'm sure, better times than others, but
There's probably like terrible times.
terrible
But
times.
that's really good to hear from you guys, because I think I felt watching you, and I bet Brandy and other viewers do too, that it comes so naturally to you. It feels like, you know, you guys are wonderful mothers and happy in motherhood, and I think I mean, it's nice to hear that you didn't necessarily feel 100% ready, because I you know, I'm wanting to have one, but definitely feel like, oh my gosh, am I ready? Financially, emotionally, and, you know, not everybody does. I think I've always wanted kids, but there are definitely moments where I'm like, well, maybe my life would just be better without them. You know, I don't think everybody feels that, and so to hear that from you guys who seem like natural-born mothers, you know, is really nice. Do you feel the same way?
No, I was definitely not a natural born mother.
Really?
I actually grew up, and I actually grew up, that was dumb. I did grow up.
You grew up? Wait a second. No.
Growing up, I never really babysat, and my youngest sister was like 2 years younger than me, so I never really had a lot of experience with taking care of children, but I loved the way my mother did it, and I just thought she was an amazing mom, so I always deep down inside thought I want to be a mom. But when it actually came down to it, I was like, do I know how to do that? I don't think I do. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm a really bad person to ask this question, because when Shay and I got married, literally I was on birth control, and literally like a month or 2 weeks after we got married, we were like, should we have a kid? And he's like, sure. I'm like, okay. We threw it away. We literally went in the bathroom together and flushed it down the toilet.
I mean, and Shay was going to school, and you were like, you guys weren't in that apartment you lived in, like,
broke.
Yeah, like it's not like you guys were.
How old were you?
I was 21.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So were the 4 pregnancies planned?
Yeah, they were all planned. Yeah. Some, came before I expected them to, but, we had been like, okay, let's have another one. It won't take us that long. Or it'll take a while, but it never did. So,
fertile you were like, that's amazing. You and Shay are like,
it's
a magic combination.
I think the first one is the hardest one to plan. Like she's saying, okay, am I ready? Once you have one, then you're ready. Because you already have one, you already have a home for the kids. And
that's probably true. I think it's true, you know?
just need to have one.
Oh, gosh.
I remember that when I had one, the thought of having 2 scared me so bad. Because I thought, this is hard, and this is... Everything in your life changes when you have that one. Just going to the grocery store, doing something. And everyone kept telling me, when you have 2, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
And is it? How could it be easier? You have 2 children to juggle at the store. But it is, and it's so fun watching them play. And
that is so sweet. No,
it's the best.
It's totally beginning. I can tell. I'm married. You guys know my husband, Ben.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ben.
And
Kayli and I have to clarify. The first time we met Ben, he was outside a maker. These aviators on, these cool leather boots, and he's on his iPhone and propped up against the wall. I felt like there should be bad boy music playing.
I told Sarah, I'm sorry I can't say Ben's name without going, oh.
And when we see them together, it's you're going to make beautiful babies.
Well, that's Shake. This is incredible. That's so sweet. Ben is going to be really happy to watch this. He's going to be like, oh, amazing. That's so sweet. I tend to think my husband is really hot. So I'm glad that you guys
well, you're hot.
Come
on.
Yeah. That's so sweet. Well, I love him. He's great. I love him a lot. And we've been together for a long time. So
how long have you been together?
We've been together 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So how long have you been married?
We married 3 years. Because we met young. When we met in the theater, we were both actors. And we took some time off to go to grad school. Not from each other, but we went to grad school. We had a bunch of things going on. So things didn't align for us to meet, get married, go, But we got married 3 years ago. And we were starting to talk about it more, but there's a lot of things that worry me, He's an actor, which makes him everything I love about him. But it also means that there's instability. Sometimes it's a great year financially. Sometimes it's a harder year financially. I don't actually worry as much about that. But what's interesting is I find for him, it's a big thing. He feels as a guy that he wants to feel like he is taking care of the family and providing. And to me, that is not what fatherhood is. I mean, that is not what I need from him. I need all the things that he gives me, which I could go into, but that would be a long episode too. But I know he's going to be an amazing father. That's not the important part. But for him, that's tough. He feels like, oh, I really want to be in a stable place. And then I worry more than that, because I kind of think you can make that stuff work, you know. I worry about our relationship, you know. We have a good time. We,
yeah. Good thing is you've been together long enough when you've had that good time. You know?
Yeah.
If you were married a year, maybe you want more time.
Plus, look at all the babysitters you'll have.
That is true.
We talked about that. I said, if you have a baby, I will watch it anytime because I want one so bad.
I mean, that makes a big difference, actually. Like, that makes me feel really happy to feel like, I mean, I'm not kidding, to feel like I would be in a community. I said that word already, but to be with other moms who would help. Because, you know, it's true. It's like we've been together for a while, so it's, but I still feel really that romantic excitement around being with him, and I don't want to lose. I don't want us to start just focusing entirely on the kids. And actually, it's been really helpful to hear you all talk about that.
I was
Miya,
gonna say,
you really
watch our Mom's View.
No, it's true. That episode where you talked about how that can happen really really resonated with me, and I think that was really helpful, and one of the reasons I'm so glad that we do this, because it really did. I thought, no, okay, you know,
that's important.
Because I think we'll both be really passionate parents, really involved, and then I don't want to lose, you know.
I think that's the important thing, is not thinking that by having a child, like, you have to focus everything into that child, because they do take a lot of attention. They will demand it, you know, because they're children. But you do need to remember that you guys came first, and so you need to keep that bond strong.
Right.
And you do have to, like, schedule more things. Like, okay, now we have to schedule time to go on a date, and we have to schedule being together, and schedule bedroom time.
Like,
and, you know, it might have to be that way for a while, but if you can keep that alive and keep that bond, it will only be stronger for the baby. And you'll find that your love, you know, that you have between you and Ben will just grow even more by adding a child.
I think Shay explained it really well. When Shay was on the couch, she really explained well their relationship that they have.
that was really, and I remember both Shay and Casey. No, it was really nice how they made it really clear that you guys still come first. And
there's another. Oh, go ahead.
You go.
I was just gonna say, another good thing to remember is, something happens, like, when you see your spouse being a parent. Like, there's something magical about that too. Like, seeing them grow by being a first-time parent as well, and you know, their relationship with you growing in turn. It's just an amazing thing to watch them be a parent.
that really that sounds amazing. All right, Ben, I'm coming home. We're making a baby.
It's nice to spending time with you in New York and watching you and Ben together, and how much you communicate and give to one another. That I know having a baby will only make your bond stronger, because you have that open communication, which is so important.
Thank you. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to be like, you said we could do it. You said we could do it. We're fighting all the time.
You know, you can prepare for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've got all the tools.
And did you feel, I mean, I don't think the financial thing is key, but did you feel that, how did that affect?
I think there's always pressure. I mean, I think we're all pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what's great about my family and baby showers, and anybody is excited when a baby is involved. And I feel like, I mean, unless you have no family, I mean, worst circumstance ever, but everybody's very helpful. And the government, there's so many options out there that for, like, I was on WIC, which is like, we got a check for, like, milk and cereal and cheese, and, like, if you fall into a certain category, then you receive like. And I went to we went to breastfeeding classes from I think it was, what department, like the Idaho Food or
Health Department.
Health Department,
The Health Department.
And they, like, I mean, there's so many programs you can sign up for like diapers and formula if you need them, and
that's great.
And you don't have to be on welfare.
Brandy, we're gonna make it. It's gonna be okay.
Another good thing about having a community of mothers is we found good deals on things. We found things that are on sale.
That's saving money.
You know, really, ultimately, it's. I don't think that most of us could always think about a better situation to be in.
Right.
the worst situation is you don't have a home, and
Right.
you don't have a bed, and your kid can't
Right.
eat. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So
That's so true.
You know,
That's
it
good
doesn't
to keep
have
in-
to be a $5 million home living in Malibu, or you know, your husband being Tom Cruise. It doesn't have to be that.
Right.
It could just be living in a small home, loving each other. Your kid has a crib, and you
Right.
know, that's
Right.
that's enough.
I
That's
like
what you
that.
need.
I think sometimes
really good
there's
to
so much
remember.
focus like on the nursery and the color scheme and the baby shower and the car seat and somebody gave me a wipe warmer. I'm like, what the heck am I doing with a wipe warmer? Like, so the baby's bottom isn't shocked by the cold. It's like,
Wow.
one thing I think I learned
That's
about
so funny.
kids, you know, is like you learn that they don't require as much as there's emphasis put out. Like, really,
Yeah.
they just need love and some warm blanket and clean clothing
Yeah.
and something
Just
to eat.
our generation, we didn't have all those
Right.
bumbo seat and all those things.
Yeah.
That
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's so
think
true.
they
I get
definitely
nervous
help.
about I'm a worrier, so I'm like, how are they going to go to college? I don't even have a baby. Like, I you know, it's like 25 years down the road, but I'm like, we'll never be able to afford it. You know, what? It's true. It's like, calm down, and they don't need so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you guys, all right. I really feel like
It's so true.
I feel better. I do, actually. This made me feel better.
Good. Well, I think bottom line
Hopefully
too
Brandy feels better. Yeah.
is you should just feel like, I mean, I know that there's people out there that definitely feel like, no, there's
Yeah.
no way I'm ready for a
Right.
baby. And
Sure.
that's okay. Like, don't feel pressure from
Right.
other people. Never make that decision because you feel the pressure. But there, you know, I think that eventually you start to feel like, oh, maybe this is a good idea. And, you know, kind of let that
Yeah.
work. And,
Yeah.
you know, there are people that are like 100%, yes, I'm going to have a baby now. But you might make that decision to have one when you're still in that phase where maybe this will work. And I think that's still a good time.
Yeah.
Because you're never, like, most people will never feel 100% ready. Let's be honest. Like, it's scary.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you might not ever feel 100% ready. But if you're feeling like, you know what, I'm in a good position, I have a good marriage, and I'm happy, and this might be, I'm thinking about it, you know, it might be a good time to start, or...
Yeah, I think that's such a good point. That you know when you're in that place where you really don't want to and you're being pressured.
Exactly.
And don't listen to that. I mean, that's, you know, but if you're kind of in the beginning of like little butterflies around the whole thing, that maybe
Then don't let that stop you just because
Right.
you're not 100%.
Right.
And you can get pregnant in a week, or it could take a year.
Oh my God.
So for real. So if you think
Right.
you're ready, it could take longer than you think as well.
One time I was going to go pick up my birth control. This is in the early days of shooting when we were all just getting to know each other. And I was like, I have to stop. We were doing a Moms on the Loose shoot.
I remember that.
And I had to stop by the pharmacy. And Carly's like, nope, we're not going to stop. I want you to have a baby. We're not stopping.
We tell Sarah every day, you have to have a baby soon.
Well, Sarah's like, don't let me forget. And I remember at the end of the day, you said, don't let me forget to pick up my birth control. At the end of the day, nobody had like reminded me. And I was like, I'm not saying anything. I want her to get pregnant.
I love it.
So funny.
So speaking of, you know, the early days of the MomsView, do you have any, like, what is it like behind the camera?
Oh
Are we
my
like
gosh.
crazy? Do you meet
Yes,
us?
totally crazy. It's clear. Divas. These guys are super divas.
I feel that way sometimes because I'm like, Sarah, I need you.
You guys are fantastic. You are fun to work with. I mean, I don't know how much I should get into the nitty gritty of what happens to me on these shoots, but I get a lot of attention in physical ways
feel good
from
about yourself.
that one. But that part is super fun. And you guys are smart and conscientious and realize there's more going on than just the piece that's happening. But it's crazy. I mean, there's a lot to coordinate. We shoot a lot. We put up a lot of videos, and you know, we're a small crew. We're really flying by the seat of our pants to get these done, and it can be really stressful. You know, I'm trying to think of some particular things that were.
You know what I think is so funny is
Yeah.
when we're shooting the MomsView, what you don't know is Sarah runs around and tells us all, you can't talk. Stop talking.
Oh,
right
yes.
now. Stop for the camera. Because we'll
we
all
had
start
a
like,
question.
oh, what's going on with this?
Right, because they always do this thing where the guest is there and they'll talk about these really interesting things when the cameras aren't rolling. They're like, stop! I've had to put a moratorium on conversation until the cameras roll. It's so funny.
spontaneous when we talk to them.
And so that we get the same depth and intimacy, because sometimes it's like this amazing moment is happening, and then the cameras come on and it's like, so how are you today? You know, I mean, you guys are great on camera, but I try to make everyone stop so that we can capture all
I just love
of
that
that.
though. Sarah's everywhere in every room.
Stop talking. Shush. No communication.
Well, I know that before we had a crew and everything, like, you were pretty much doing everything.
It was insane.
Like, we were talking about that the other day. I can't believe how much you were actually doing.
I didn't know that you should get help on those things. And I was just so eager for the opportunity and excited to work with Lisa and excited to work with you. So I was like, yes, I will organize the shoot. I will get the location. It was crazy. I will bring the food. I mean, it's one of the reasons I will not stop talking about the gratitude I have for the people that work with us, because
I'm always going to remember the intro with our black dresses with the kids.
Oh, yes.
In between shots, you were like holding Olivia, and you're like, okay, yeah, you guys can do this.
Cooper's crying,
like,
Sarah's
pulling
like,
another kid, you're like, okay, go.
That shoot was insane. I don't know if you guys remember that first photo shoot. We had all the kids, and we were trying to hold them back and then have them run in. They were all crying. I got the stomach flu.
Me too.
We both got the stomach flu from Olivia. I love you, Michelle, but Olivia gave me the stomach flu. And it was seriously crazy. Like, there was lipstick, shoes, I mean, everything. Flour. Right, flour from
You probably got sick from inhaling flour, perfume, hairspray.
Holding rocked hard by his leg. Oh, yeah. That was so funny.
It was so fun. We have so many stories that we could tell. Unfortunately, it's time. It's that time already.
I can't believe it. This really does go fast.
It goes so fast. We'll probably just keep talking after we say goodbye to you guys.
Yeah, we'll break the moratorium and we'll just communicate when the cameras are off.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being on this end instead of behind the cameras today.
This has been so much fun. I can't even tell you.
You have to come back.
Yes, you do.
I hope that I will. I think I might.
Yes.
When you're pregnant.
Well,
Then too.
next week I'm pregnant.
Good job, ladies. We convinced her.
We will actually be having her on the show a lot more in the future, so stay tuned for that, you guys. She has so many good things to tell us. So we also have a great Facebook giveaway if you want to check that out. And don't forget to keep leaving comments, video responses with any other questions that you would like to hear us talk about. And that's it.
See you guys.
So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for coming.